Welcome back to the Holyland Uncovered. Immigration is one of the most talked about and hotly debated issues of our time. Some immigrants are fleeing war and looking for safe havens, as in Syria. Others are looking for better economic opportunities. And the issue has vexed Israel as well, with a debate recently over African asylum seekers. Now, to get more insight on what the Bible had to say about immigration, I'm joined here in the studio by Irina Gritsevskaya, she's from the Schechter Institute, and Father Eamon Kelly from Notre Dame Center. Thank you both for joining me. Irina, I want to start with you and ask you to kind of give us what your view is on how the Bible talks about immigrants.
Well, Torah actually is an immigrant story. Abraham, he is an immigrant, a refugee. He comes to Eretz of Israel from another country. And we can see many other personalities in the Bible, in the Torah, that actually immigrants. Torah also commands us regarding the behavior towards the strangers. We have multiple verses about that.
Father Kelly, do you think there is something to that? I mean, often, we have to be told things that work against our nature, and the things that are easier for us, don't have to necessarily be repeated again and again and again.
Yes, we do that all the time in our families, with our companions, in our communities, in our faith communities. We have to relive the principles in changing situations. And when I was a child, it was very stable at home, but there were workers coming through on the way to England with their boxes of tools for construction. My aunts were in Africa, my uncle in the Philippines. They were voluntarily there. And then my grandmother was a different situation. She was one of 11 orphans, and the entire family was moved out one after another. They helped each other to cross the Atlantic and start over in New York as poor children in a poor neighborhood, but their aunt was there. So I think all human history has been moving. I'm out of Ireland myself 42 years. So I'm always living among other people, other languages. And it's wonderful to do this, because then we understand a lot of those who are forced to leave and the difficulties and challenges they face in schools and communities and society, finding work, communicating basic medical needs. So it's good to know the needs of those who have to go to strange places. And the Bible is filled. I would say that one of the great teachings of the Bible is that in all of this movement, there's a great gift of healing. There's great blessing in the migrant. Not just for the migrant, because we're uprooted. Go to a new land, I will show you.
Irina, certainly the sensitivity to the stranger is, as we say, it's in the Bible, but it's also such a strong force in Jewish culture. Certainly in America, there's a long history of Jews who set up all kinds of networks for their brethren, their immigrant brothers who were coming from all over. But even here in Israel, we saw with the debate over the African asylum seekers, Jews, not just religious Jews, but secular Jews, Israelis, coming to say that this is our duty to take care of another human being and not treat them or kick them out.
Exactly. But here come all the questions. Who is the stranger? Whether we refer to them as the stranger according to the Bible. And I think that we should, at least to those people who are already here in our country, and what it means not to oppress them. What kind of treatment do we have to give them according to the Bible? And Bible has a special reference to refugees that run from their master. They deserve dwelling in your place, specifically. But yet, there are other considerations as well. This commandment is not absolute. When it comes to the other citizens of the country, like the citizens of the South Tel Aviv, we also have to take into consideration their situation, and we have to give answers to all the populations.
Those are the natives that are living there. Father Kelly, when I was reporting on some of those protests, there were Christians there on the streets right alongside the Israelis, really fighting for these African asylum seekers, that the government would change their mind and not deport them, which is ultimately what happened, because this was also, for them, this was a religious value.
Absolutely. The issue of migration is something that crosses humanity historically in all times. And You just look at America, the composition of America, it's all immigrants who came there, and obviously the original people that were there also were displaced in that process, and they had new needs then. And to welcome the stranger is we have received that from you, from the Jewish people, from the Bible. We're in a time of mass migration, really worldwide. It's not just Israel. It's all over the world, and that's a big challenge. It's a big challenge for us, for all those who have stable, nice, comfortable places, and it's a big challenge for the immigrants. Some of them are forced, some of them choose to go, some of them are obliged to go to save their lives. So it's a human need. We cannot close our hearts before them. And basically the original principle is the image and likeness of the Almighty. Each one of us are created. This is the foundation stone. And there's between one person and another, there's zero. We are all on the same plane. And then one day I'm okay and I have enough, but who knows what day I will need some help. And won't it be great when another person will stop on the roadside when my car has a flat tire?
We're going to leave it there. Thank you so much, Father Kelly and Irina, for joining me on this panel.